Good morning, my name is Johnny Warrior. I'm senior instructor for Thunderbird Outdoor Adventures. Today we're going to do an installment on our medicinal herbs. And today's topic is going to be Zingiberaceae officinalis. Yes. Ginger. This pretty little rhizome here has been one of the more prolific spices globally, worldwide for centuries, and also probably contains some of the most diverse medicinal properties than any other spice on earth. Now, what are some of these properties? How would we use it? Let's talk about that a little bit. Okay, first off, use. The common way we use these things is, we break off a nub and it can simply be crushed and used in a tea. It can be minced and diced and used as a herb or spice in a dish that we eat. Sometimes we mince it and we can put it in things like honey. Generally speaking, if we're gonna use it in properties associated with metabolic or things that we need more immediate or intestinal, we're gonna use it in a decoction. So it's gonna be a tea or decocted with another medicinal herb or another property and consumed that way. Now, the oils are actually used now topically. The essential oil of this is great for a lot of different ailments, muscle aches, pain relief, etc. We'll go over some of that. And it's also a relaxer. It has a tendency to be used in aromatherapy a lot. So some of the uses or common ailments that we use them for is most commonly is morning sickness, and that's consumed in a tea. It's just crushed, put into some hot water, maybe with some green tea to help with the flavoring. It is a little on the spicy side, sometimes it is strong when decocted and concentrated, but if you crush it down real good and to the point where the oils start to leak from it, put it in there, the hot water will do the rest of it, and it's extremely effective for nausea. Now, if you happen to go to the gym, you're working out a lot, or you suffer from general muscle malaise, this is also extremely good topically in its essential oil form. To relieve muscle pains, I would, it's a hot oil, right? So using it neat isn't the most logical thing. So a carrier oil, such as almond oil, or even olive oil works well. That way you're breaking it down and bringing in a hot oil on the skin to be absorbed, so it doesn't get into higher concentrations. Really good for muscle soreness after working out, etc. Now, along that same line, it's extremely effective for osteoarthritis. Again, that can be used topically and as a tea. You can use dry powdered in capsule format. Consuming it on a regular basis in your food sources will really help with osteoarthritis and joint pain. On the metabolic side, this is always, for a long time, in Chinese medicine has been known to deal very well with blood sugars, so diabetes. And it is being seen as affecting A1C now, which is more of a common denominator now, indicator of diabetes than elevated blood sugars. So, you could have moderately or even lower scaled rises in blood sugars, but if you have a rise in your A1C, you're still diabetic. Ginger can assist in moderating that in the midterm. So it doesn't take months and months and months to see the effect, but it's not going to happen in 3 days. Consuming that as a tea a couple times a day is the best way of doing it, as well as in the powder form in a capsule. If you have chronic indigestion, suffer from IBS, gastric refluxes, stuff like that, consuming it in your food and consuming it in a tea really helps. I'm going to say IBS generically, irritable bowel syndrome generically, because it can be chronic and it can be acute, because gastroenteritis, I've used it successfully in the treatment of gastroenteritis relative to the stomach pains and discomforts. It does well, and it helps kind of prepare the environment in the stomach. Also, if you're going to post-treatment, post-antibiotic treatment, probiotic therapy. Antibiotics act like a nuke in the digestional tract. Also promotes a lot of bowel disorders. Using ginger to kind of baseline everything prior to getting your start consuming your probiotics. I find it very effective. Menstrual pains, yes, can be used as in the treatment of menstrual pains. More like a tea again, right? And that would have to be consumed 3 times a day. What I would do is take green tea, 3 slices, smash the slices, put it in with your green tea. Make a 3 bags of green tea, 3 pretty significant hefty slices smashed. Put it into a French press, let it decoct for a good 10 minutes, filter it, and then you can either consume it cold throughout the day, 3 times a day, taking it with you, or just heat it up when you want to, and that way you're keeping it fresh daily, but you're not having to take a time out, and it's readily available for you in a decocted format in order for you to consume regularly. Now, the last 2 items that are things to consider are that it does lower cholesterol, so consuming it regularly in your diet is a long-term good control of cholesterol. And the last one is that there's a lot of research diving into using ginger in the treatment of both Alzheimer's and cancers. Yes, consuming it regularly can also assist in the treatment of those 2 conditions as well. Cancer more not as a treatment but as a prevention. Alzheimer's also as a prevention, but they're finding Gentol, which is the active ingredient, is pretty effective in the treatment of Alzheimer's. So, who knew, right? So here's that's one of our herbs that I wanted to discuss. And like I said, this one's been used for eons. It's readily available. You can get anywhere. And there's usages in both the fresh, dried, and powdered format. Now, if you're going to do dried and powdered ginger, I still would suggest that you purchase it fresh and you're the one that's drying it and you're the one that's powdering it, because a lot of the powdered ginger, is a year plus old. It loses its potency. You want to know, and you want to do your own quality control, so you should be dealing with fresh ginger. There's plenty of how-to videos on YouTube on how to dehydrate this stuff using your oven. You don't need expensive dehydrators. It's the lowest setting on your oven for a 12 to 24 hour period. Sliced and diced, and then just putting it into a coffee meal, you know, and then you have powdered ginger, and you can use that as both a spice or an additive to your teas. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. If you like, please subscribe, leave comments. I'm going to continue using, you know, natural-based medicinals as a topic for you guys, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.